Hey guys, welcome to my Geek Rant. It has been a while, I know, but I am getting back to the reviews. Today, we will be reviewing Star Wars number 8 to 12, which is called, I believe, Smuggler's, a Smuggler's Stronghold. I can't remember. This arc is something to do with Nar Shaddaa because that's where most of it takes place, also known as the Smuggler's Hideout or Smuggler's Planet. The first thing I want to talk about, I think, was the big thing, the whole... is Sana Solo really Han Solo's wife? And that does get answered in the comic book, and I guess I'm okay with the answer. It's kind of the answer I expected from it. I'm not going to spoil it to tell you guys what it is, but it's kind of what I suspected of what her role was in Han's life. But in terms of the rest of the story, just there was this whole dynamic between those three. It was like a little bit of a, I wouldn't even say like a love triangle, because Leia's not really in love with Han at this point yet. She's still figuring things out. But there was like a dynamic between those three. And at one point, Sana kind of like betrays them, but she also ends up helping them. And I don't know, I guess that one was my least favorite arc of these comic books that we read. Definitely something I was not very engaged with. It wasn't my favorite aspect. What I did like, though, is all the stuff with Luke. Almost all the stuff I liked with Luke. So basically, after reading Obi-Wan Kenobi's or Ben Kenobi's journal, he is now looking for a Jedi Temple, which kind of made me weirded out because I'm not really sure how this canon is working right now. Before this point, in Weapon of a Jedi, Luke finds the Jedi Temple. You know, he finds the Jedi Temple, he trains there for a little while, and now in this comic book, it's making it seem like he's never found a Jedi Temple before. He's still like looking. I mean, he should still be looking, of course, but I don't know. I still don't feel like, even though the story group has saying that they're keeping everything in line and that's what they're there for, there's some things that are starting to crop up already that just don't completely vibe with each other. It doesn't really feel like it's one cohesive world, which is one of the aspects of why I liked the idea of the story group versus the old, kind of incoherent EU, which sometimes referenced to other things, but most times didn't. So I was kind of weirded out by that. A little nitpick, I probably shouldn't talk about that too much. But in terms of Luke's story, I think it was pretty cool. He is still very much Luke from A New Hope. He's very naive. Like, he goes to a bar and straight up asks everybody in the bar, like, hey, do you guys know where the Jedi Temple is, or where there might be a Jedi Temple? It's like, Luke, what are you doing? You're training to be a Jedi. You know that all Jedi are, not allies of the Empire. You shouldn't be going around talking to people. And then that, it hits him in the face. They all try to kill him and steal his lightsaber. And then, he loses his lightsaber. He eventually falls into the hands of a Hutt, who is the leader of this planet. And this Hutt is really cool because he actually owns a bunch of Jedi relics. Like, he's kind of weird in that way that he doesn't have like slaves or is really big into gambling, although he's into that stuff as well. Still is a Hutt after all. But he also is like, he really admires Jedi and things like that. So there was a point where Luke actually comes across some holocrons, and they all have all these kind of different teachings. And one even shows Shakti, who is speaking not directly to him, but speaking to whoever Jedi has been survived. So I actually wonder because in the Clone Wars, we actually see that Shakti dies in Yoda's vision, like she's killed by Anakin's lightsaber during the sacking of the Jedi Temple. Again, that's just a vision, so that doesn't mean it actually happens within the canon. So I wonder if Shakti might show up in some way, not in this trilogy. I don't think she should be. I think she should be gone at this point. She should be dead at this point. But I wonder if we can, get some spin-off comics about what she did after the war, if she did survive Order 66. But yeah, I'm really interested into seeing if Luke can get his hands on some holocrons and learn some more stuff about the Jedi. Maybe not right now, but maybe even in the post-Return of the Jedi stuff, where we see him with all these Force trees and things like that. Maybe he finds holocrons as well. That'd be kind of cool. And also, we do see some more training for Luke. He's trained by this guy called the Game Master, who ends up being this Imperial agent working for Vader directly. And he actually, we still get the aspect that he is very much a talented individual, but a very untrained individual. And that definitely is showcased within this arc, that he has a hard time fighting pretty much anyone who's not a stormtrooper, because stormtroopers are pretty much just fodder. But I did like the aspects of where Luke is going within the arc. There was also a little bit between 3PO and Chewbacca. I kind of like that dynamic, actually. C-3PO, for some people, is kind of annoying. For me, I think he's always funny. I think he's always good to be there to bring up some levity within the storyline. And Chewbacca is going crazy, you know, ripping people's arms off and things like that. And I like seeing Chewbacca go to work like that and just being, you know, just being Chewbacca. That's his character. They run into Dengar, who is like a bounty hunter from way back when, first introduced in Empire Strikes Back, when Vader, you know, has all those bounty hunters looking for Han Solo. But we also got some indication of Dengar in Aftermath, the storyline there, where he's still alive afterwards and going forward. He was a big part of the EU. He was a big part of Boba Fett's original survival and the original Legends canon. Not sure what Boba Fett's doing right now, hasn't really been confirmed, but it was cool. It was cool seeing Dengar and seeing bounty hunters and things like that. It definitely feels like it's, you know, a more well-rounded universe in that way. Now, the one huge thing I did not like, and this is going to be me talking about spoilers here, it's probably the main thing that has come out of this arc, is the final issue, issue number 12. Han, everybody meets up together again. Chewbacca, Han, Leia, Luke. But there's an EMP that's set off in this arena where Luke is captured, and no one can use their blasters. So R2-D2 just finds a bunch of lightsabers because, you know, the Hutt has a huge collection, and everybody starts using lightsabers. Like Han uses a lightsaber, Chewbacca uses 2 lightsabers, he uses some Jar-Kai stuff, Leia uses a lightsaber. Now, it does, I'll be fair, it does make sense in the context of the story. They did set it up to the point where it's like, okay, that makes sense. Using lightsabers is the only thing that they can do, and it does make sense that since they're fighting stormtroopers who aren't really, you know, designed to fight lightsabers in that way, then they can possibly hack and slash like that. It's not like they're fighting Jedi or Sith or anything like that, right? But still, it felt so forced and it felt so wrong. Like the only person who was okay with, or who I was okay with, was Leia using a lightsaber. Han using a lightsaber, like Chewbacca using a lightsaber, no. Like, I felt like, and I think even Han says it, he kind of hangs a lantern and goes like, I feel like I'm gonna chop off my own hand or something like that. I'm like, yes, you would chop off your own hand. You have no idea what you're doing with that thing. Like, it's that kind of annoyed me. Like, I think that was more, not even a fan service. I don't think anyone was asking to see Chewbacca and Han with a lightsaber, but it was just weird. It was a very weird choice to have. I think it was just there for shock value, to be like, hey, look guys, our comic book has them using lightsabers. It's like, no, like, lightsabers are a special weapon. They are a Jedi weapon. They're not supposed to just be used willy-nilly. The more people use it who are outside of the Jedi, the more, or the less special a lightsaber becomes. And I thought that was about it. But I kind of like the arc overall. It leads directly into Vader Down, which is my next review that I'm going to get into. And I'm interested to see how it goes, because I'm really looking forward to Luke's progression mostly. I'm okay with Han. I actually like that Han is very much loyal to Luke and the group. He is very much a good friend at this point. I'll get more into that too in Vader Down. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because there's an aspect in Vader Down where Han really shows his true colors, but again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think that's it. That's all I have to say about these comics, about this series. I should be doing the Vader arc soon, and then I'm gonna be talking about Vader Down. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and may the Force be with you always.
What I've seen in a lot of debates is that people, including myself, either lowball Mace or lowball Sidious to achieve their point.
Throw a grenade at him. Alright, now critical strike. Oh, I killed him. Oh no, I didn't mean to throw 2! Oh, that's such a waste. Such a waste.